Today on MTG Unpacked, we're cracking open the Collector's Edition of the Final Fantasy Commander deck, Scions and Spellcraft. So this is a white, blue, black deck from Final Fantasy 14. So let's see what we get here. So you got Ishatola Knights Blessed is the commander. 100 cards Surge foil deck with 25 new cards. Deck box, 10 double-sided Surge foil token cards, strategy insert reference card, and of course a collector booster sample pack. Alright, so let's get into this. So these are currently going for $210 on TCG Player for the collector version, and the regular version is about $82. So pretty pricey. I would not recommend paying those prices. You're looking at about $69.99 for the regular version or $149.99 for the collector version. Okay, so here's our deck box. So let's see what else we've got here. So the deck itself, and you can see we should be able to sleeve that quite comfortably. Then what else we have here? We've got a little flyer and a collector booster sample pack. Also some dividers on here, along with some tokens on the side, and a very shiny box indeed. And then we've got, the collector booster sample pack. So take a look at what this deck is all about first. So here we have Scions and Spellcraft Final Fantasy 14. So why is this deck associated with white, blue, and black mana? What the different colors of magic mean? Commander rules. And you've got some of the characters here. So Graha Tia Scion Reborn and Ishatola Knights Blessed. And a very cool poster on the other side. So we'll set that aside. Let's get into our collector booster sample pack. So normally nothing too crazy in these, but we have been surprised before. So we start off here with the Warring Triad, extended art, and Alana Turk Recruit. Alright, so a couple of extended arts there. Not bad. So let's get into the deck itself here. So you'll notice there are no life counters or other goodies like they used to have in some of the older decks. Very nice Surge foil, as you can see. So the entire deck in this collector edition is Surge foil. We have Ishatola Knights Blessed, legendary creature Cat Warlock. It's a mythic. 2/4 for 1 white, blue, and black. Has vigilance at the beginning of each end step. If a player lost 4 or more life this turn, you draw a card, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, Ishatola deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. Okay, so using your spells to damage the opponent sounds cool. Next up we've got Graha Tia Scion Reborn, another mythic legendary creature Cat Wizard. 2/3 for white, blue, and black, has lifelink, and throw wide the gates. So that means whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay X life, where X is that spell's mana value. And if you do, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token and put X +1/+1 counters on it. Do this only once each turn. Okay, so that is another dimension here with the tokens. Whoa, look at the surge on that one. Wow, we've got Astrologian's Planisphere, artifact equipment for 1 and a blue. So this has job select. So when this equipment enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, then attach this to it. Equipped creature is a wizard in addition to its other types, and has whenever you cast a non-creature spell and whenever you draw your 3rd card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And it has Diana equip for 2. Next we have Alisai Levillier, Legendary creature Elf Wizard 3/2 for 2 and white has partner with Alphanord Levillier. So when this creature enters, target player may put Alphanord Levillier into their hand from their library, then shuffle, has first strike and dual cast. So the second spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. So you can see a bunch of spell shenanigans already. Then we have Champions from Beyond, enchantment for X and 2 white. When this enchantment enters, create X 1/1 colorless hero creature tokens, and it has Light Party. So whenever you attack with 4 or more creatures, scry 2, then draw a card. And Full Party, whenever you attack with 8 or more creatures, those creatures get +4/+4 until end of turn. That is nuts. Next up, we've got Dancer's Chakrams. Artifact equipment for 3 and white has job select. So we learned about that before. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 as lifelink, and other commanders you control get +2/+2 and have lifelink, and is a performer. In addition to its other types, also has Krishna equip for 3. Then we have Summon Good King Mog 12. Enchantment creature Saga Moogle. What the heck? 4/4 for 4 and white. So on the first turn, create 2 1/2 white Moogle creature tokens with lifelink. On the second and third turns, whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, create a token that's a copy of a non-saga token you control. On the fourth turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each other Moogle you control. Yes, flying and lifelink as well. So if you are a cat or Moogle fan, you'll probably like this deck. Then we have Tataru Taru, legendary creature, Dwarf Advisor, 0/3 for 1 and white. So when it enters, you draw a card and target opponent may draw a card. Has Scions Secretary. So whenever an opponent draws a card, if it isn't that player's turn, create a tapped treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Next up, we have Thancred Waters, legendary creature, human warrior, 3/5 for 4 and white with flash, has Royal Guard. So when Thancred Waters enters, another target legendary permanent you control gains indestructible for as long as you control Thancred Waters, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Thancred Waters gains indestructible until end of turn. Then we have Alphanord Levillier. So we saw the partner for this one earlier. Legendary creature Elf Wizard, 2/4 for 3 and a blue, so partners with Alice Levillier. Has Vigilance and Eucrasia. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, draw a card. Next up is Blue Mage's Cane. So artifact equipment for 2 and a blue has job select. Equipped creature gets +0/+2 and is a wizard in addition to its other types. And it has, whenever this creature attacks, exile up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from defending player's graveyard. If you do, copy it. You may cast a copy by paying 3 rather than paying its mana cost. Has Spirit of the Wallaqui, equip for 2. Next up is Hermes Overseer of Elpis. Legendary creature Elder Wizard, 2/4 for 3 and a blue. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 bluebird creature token with flying and vigilance. Whenever you attack with 1 or more birds, scry 2. Next up is Ralsvelger of the First Brood. That's a mouthful. Legendary creature Elder Dragon, 5/5 for 4 and a blue. Has flying, vigilance, and ward 2, and it has Shiva's Aid. So when it enters and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Next is Observed Stasis, enchantment aura for 3 and a blue with flash. Enchant creature an opponent controls. When this aura enters, remove enchanted creature from combat, then draw a card for each tapped creature its controller controls. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and can't attack or block. Then we have Eye of Nidhogg, legendary enchantment aura for 2 and a black. Enchant creature. The enchanted creature is a black dragon with base power and toughness 4/2, has flying and death touch, and is goaded. So that means it attacks each combat if able, and attacks a player other than you if able. And when Eye of Nidhogg is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return it to its owner's hand. Then we have Vandaniel Telophoroi Asian. Legendary Creature Elder Wizard 4/5 for 4 and a black. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, surveil 1. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent may sacrifice a non-token creature of their choice. Each opponent who doesn't loses 2 life for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. Then we have Reaper's Scythe. So it's an artifact equipment for 2 and a black, has job select, and at the beginning of your end step, put a soul counter on this equipment for each player who lost life this turn. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each soul counter on this equipment and is an assassin. In addition to its other types, has Death Sickle, equip for 2. Next up is Transpose, instant for 2 and a black. Draw a card, then discard a card. You lose 1 life. If this spell was cast from your hand, create a 0/1 black wizard creature token with. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Also has Rebound. So if you cast a spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. Then we have Ardbert, Warrior of Darkness, Legendary Creature, Spirit Warrior, 2/2 for 1, white and black. Whenever you cast a white spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each legendary creature you control. They gain Vigilance until end of turn. Whenever you cast a black spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each legendary creature you control. They gain Menace until end of turn. Next up is Emmett, Selch of the Third Seat, Legendary Creature, Elder Wizard, 3/4 for 2, blue and black. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 less to cast. Whenever 1 or more opponents lose life, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. If that spell will be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Do this only once each turn. And then we have Astinian Valano, Legendary Creature, Elf Warrior, 3/3 for 2, white and black. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Astinian Valano. It gains flying until end of turn. At the beginning of your second main phase, you draw X cards and lose X life, where X is the number of your opponents who are dealt combat damage by Astinian Valano or a dragon this turn. Next up we have Hildebrand Mandeville, Legendary Creature, Human Detective, 2/2 for 1 and white. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1, and when Hildebrand dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as an adventure until the end of your next turn. And the instant adventure portion here has Gentleman's Rise for 2 and a black. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Then exile this card. You may cast the creature later from exile, or in this case you can cast the adventure later as well. That's cool. Then we have Kryl Baldesian, Legendary Creature, Dwarf Wizard, 2/1 for white and blue, has lifelink, and Trace Ether. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may return target creature card with mana value equal to that spell's mana value from your graveyard to your hand. Do this only once each turn. Next up is Lies Hexed, Legendary Creature, Human Rebel Monk, 2/2 for 1, white and blue, has Prowess. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. As long as you've cast 2 or more non-creature spells this turn, Lies Hexed has Double Strike. That is awesome. And Palpalimo Totolimo. Holy moly, this is giving me a workout. Legendary Creature, Dwarf Wizard, 1/2 for white and black. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this guy gets 1 damage for each opponent and you gain 1 life. And for 4, tap, sack it. Each opponent who lost life this turn sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. Next up is Urianger Orgorelt, Legendary Creature, Elf Advisor, 1/3 for white and blue. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, you gain 2 life, and it has Draw Arcanum. Tap, look at the top card of your library, you may exile it face down, and play Arcanum. Tap, until end of turn, you may play cards exiled with this guy. Spells you cast this way cost 2 less to cast. Then we have Archaeomancer's Map, artifact for 2 and white. When this artifact enters, search your library for up to 2 basic plains cards. Reveal them, put them into your hand, and shuffle them whenever a land an opponent controls enters. If that player controls more lands than you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Then we have Authority of the Consuls, enchantment for a white. Creature opponents control, and to tap, whenever a creature an opponent controls enters, you gain 1 life. Cleansing Nova, sorcery for 3 and 2 white. Choose one, destroy all creatures or destroy all artifacts and enchantments. And Final Judgment, it's a mythic. Sorcery for 4 and 2 white, exile all creatures. Then we have Archmage, Emeritus creature, human wizard, 2/2 for 2 and 2 blue, has Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. Dig Through Time, instant for 6 and 2 blue, has Delve. So each card you exile from your graveyard or casting this spell pays for 1. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Rite of Replication, sorcery for 2 and 2 blue, has kick of 5, so you can pay that extra as you cast the spell. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. If this spell was kicked, create 5 of those tokens instead. That is craziness. Then we have Sublime Epiphany, instant for 4 and 2 blue. Choose one or more counter target spell. Counter target activated or triggered ability. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Create a token that's a copy of target creature control, or target player draws a card. It's quite a nice selection there. Then we have a Torrential Gearhulk, artifact creature construct, 5/6 for 4 and 2 blue as flash. When this creature enters, you may cast target instant card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell will be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Crux of Fate, sorcery for 3 and 2 black, choose one. Destroy all dragon creatures, destroy all non-dragon creatures. Lethal Scheme, instant for 2 and 2 black, has Convoke, so your creatures can help cast the spell. Each creature you tap while casting the spell pays for 1 or 1 mana of that creature's colour. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Each creature that Convoke Lethal Scheme connives. So that means draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Murderous Rider, creature, Zombie Knight, 2/3 for 1 and 2 black, has lifelink. When this creature dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library, or you could pay the instant adventure first, has Swift End for 1 and 2 black, destroy target creature or planeswalker, you lose 2 life. Then we have Baleful Strix, artifact creature bird, 1/1 for blue and black, flying and death touch. When this creature enters, draw a card. Vindicate, sorcery for 1 white and black, destroy target permanent. Okay, so grabbing the next chunk here. I think we'll go up to the lands. Then we have Void Rend, instant for white, blue and black. This spell can't be countered, destroy target non-land permanent. Followed by Coveted Jewel, artifact for 6. When this artifact enters, draw 3 cards. Tap to add 3 mana of any one color. Whenever one or more creatures an opponent controls attacks you and aren't blocked, that player draws 3 cards and gains control of this artifact. Untap it. Then we have Tome of Legends, artifact for 2. This artifact enters with a page counter on it. When your commander enters or attacks, put a page counter on this artifact for 1. Tap, remove a page counter from this artifact, draw a card. Then we have a Choked Estuary, land. As it enters, you may reveal an island or swamp card from your hand. If you don't, the sand enters tap, tap for blue or black. Then we have Darkwater Catacombs, land for 1. Tap for blue and black. Desolate Mire, pay 1, tap for white and black. And Drowned Catacomb, enters tap unless you control an island or a swamp. Tap for blue or black. Then we have Exotic Orchard. It's a land, tap, add 1 mana of any color that land and opponent controls could produce. And Fetid Heath, tap for colorless or for white or black. Add 2 white, 2 black, or white and black. Glacial Fortress, enters tapped unless you control a plains or an island. Tap for white or blue. And Isolated Chapel, enters tapped unless you control a plains or a swamp. Tap for white or black. Port Town, as it enters, you reveal a plains or island card from your hand. If you don't, the sand enters tap, tap for white or blue. And Prairie Stream, tap for white or blue, enters tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Scavenger Grounds. Tap 4 colorless for 2. Tap, sack a desert, exile all graveyards. So this is a desert land. Shine Shadow Snarl, another land. As it enters, you may reveal a plains or swamp card from your hand. If you don't, this land enters tap, tap for white or black. Skycloud Expanse for 1, tap for white and blue. Sunken Hollow, tap for blue or black. This land enters tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. Sunken Ruins, tap for colorless. And for blue or black, tap, add 2 blue, 2 black, or blue and black. Underground River, tap 4 colorless, tap 4 blue or black. This land deals 1 damage to you. White Auracite artifact for 2 and 2 white. When this artifact enters, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until this artifact leaves the battlefield. Tap 4 white. Sage's Newless artifact equipment for 1 and a blue has job select. So when this equipment enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. Then attach this to it. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has whenever this creature attacks, untap target attacking creature and is a cleric in addition to its other types. It has Hagnea equip for 3. Circle of Power sorcery for 3 and a black. You draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Create a 0/1 black wizard creature token with. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Wizards you control get +1/+0 and gain lifelink until end of turn. Cartadil sorcery for 2 and a white. Each opponent draws a card, then you draw a card for each opponent who drew a card this way. Lingering Souls sorcery for 2 and a white. Create 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. Has flashback for 1 and a black, so you may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. Swords to Plowshares, instant for a single white, exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. And Hypnotic Sprite, creature fairy, 2/1 for 2 blue, has flying, or you can pay the instant adventure first. Mesmeric Glare for 2 and a blue, counter target spell with mana value 3 or less. Into the Story, instant for 5 and 2 blue. The spell costs 3 less to cast. If an opponent has 7 or more cards in their graveyard, draw 4 cards. And Propaganda, enchantment for 2 and a blue. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays for 2 each creature they control that's attacking you. Then we have Bastion of Remembrance, enchantment for 2 and a black. When this enchantment enters, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Exsanguinate, sorcery for X and 2 black each. Opponent loses X life, you gain life equal to the life lost this way. Snuff Out, there's a nice reprint. Instant for 3 and a black. If you control a swamp, you may pay 4 life. Rather than pay this for its mana cost, destroy target non-black creature, it can't be regenerated. Then we have Siphon Mine, sorcery for 3 and a black. Each other player discards a card. You draw a card for each card discarded this way. Arcane Signet, artifact for 2, tap to add 1 mana of any colour in your commander's colour identity. Relic of Legends, artifact for 3, tap to add 1 mana of any colour. Tap and untap legendary creature you control, you get to add 1 mana of any colour. Soul Ring in every commander deck pretty much. Artifact for 1, tap for 2 colourless. Talisman of Dominance, artifact for 2, tap 4 colourless or tap 4 blue or black. This artifact deals 1 damage to you. Talisman of Hierarchy, artifact for 2, tap 4 colourless or tap 4 white or black. This artifact deals 1 damage to you. And Talisman of Progress, artifact for 2, tap 4 colourless or tap 4 white or blue. This artifact deals 1 damage to you. Thought Vessel, artifact for 2. You have no maximum hand size. Tap 4 colourless. Arcane Sanctum. This land enters tap. Tap 4 white, blue or black. Ash Barrens. Another land. Tap 4 colourless. Has basic land cycling 1. So you pay that cost. Discard this card. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand, then shuffle. Command Tower, tap to add 1 mana of any colour in your commander's colour identity. Contaminated Aquifer, so tap 4 blue or black, this land enters tapped. Demolition Field, tap 4 colorless or for 2, tap, sacrifice this land, destroy target non-basic land and opponent controls. That land's controller may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. You may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Evolving Wilds, tap, sack this land, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Idyllic Beachfront, tap 4 white or blue, this land enters tapped. Path of Ancestry, a land enters tapped. Tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, scry 1. Sunlit Marsh, tap 4 white or black, this land enters tapped. Temple of the False God, tap 4 2 colorless. Activate only if you control 5 or more lands. And then we have some basic Surge foils, full art, very cool. 4 plains and then islands, 3 of those, swamps, 4 of those. Alright, so now we'll take a look at the tokens here. Again, all Surge foil. So we've got a 1/1 hero, flipping it into a 1/1 flying spirit. 1/1 hero. On the other side, the spirit. Oh, you've got different artwork as well. That's cool. 1/1 hero. And a 1/1 flying and vigilance bird. Then a different 1/1 hero. Flying vigilance bird, 1/1. Another hero. So you might remember the cards that produce a lot of hero tokens. We've got a 0/1 wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. 1/1 hero. 0/1 wizard again. 1/1 hero. And a 1/1 human soldier. 1/1 hero. Again, different artwork. 1/1 human soldier. And a 1/2 lifelink Moogle. Nice. On the other side, a treasure token. Tap. Sack this token. Add 1 mana of any color. Another Moogle. And on the other side, a 2/2 zombie. Parts of the turn and popular Magic formats. So I do appreciate how they've got new artwork for all the cards here. Looks awesome. And this deck is all about these spells and synergies with those. So you get different triggers for those, also cranking out the hero tokens. So let me know in the comments what you think about this deck. Again, I would not recommend paying the inflated prices. You might want to try to find some at MSRP. And if you've missed any of the Final Fantasy videos on the channel, I'll pop a link in the corner to the complete playlist. Stay tuned, we've got a couple more of these collector edition commander decks to review. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there. Thanks for watching and have a great day.